What's up, RPG lovers? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most heated debates in the gaming community right now, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt versus Dragon's Dogma 2. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't The Witcher 3 like 9 years old? Well, here's the thing. With that massive next-gen update in 2022, this game is still absolutely crushing it in 2025. And Dragon's Dogma 2, it dropped earlier this year and has been making waves with its insane physics-based combat. These two games couldn't be more different, yet they're both fighting for the top spot on every RPG fan's playlist. One's all about narrative depth and choices that actually matter, while the other is basically, what if we made climbing a dragon feel like the most badass thing you've ever done in a video game? So buckle up, because we're about to break down everything. Combat, story, world design, graphics, and yeah, we'll talk about those performance issues that have everyone arguing on platforms. Let's start with the elephant in the room, story. The Witcher 3 is basically the gold standard for RPG storytelling. You're following Geralt, this gruff monster hunter who's searching for his adoptive daughter Ciri, while the world is literally ending around him. The Wild Hunt is chasing her because of her elder blood powers, and every choice you make genuinely affects how this massive story unfolds. What blew my mind about The Witcher 3 is how even the side quests feel like they matter. You're not just collecting 10 wolf pelts, you're solving murders, dealing with political intrigue, playing Gwent with random merchants, because why not? The game has 36 different endings depending on your choices, and trust me, some of these decisions will keep you up at night wondering what if. Now, Dragon's Dogma 2's story is, well, it's complicated. You play as the Arisen, someone whose heart was literally stolen by a dragon, and now you're on this quest to get it back while dealing with some heavy themes about cycles of power and destiny. The plot revolves around this eternal cycle where dragons choose mortals to become Arisen, and it gets pretty philosophical about fate versus free will. Here's the honest truth though, if you're coming to Dragon's Dogma 2 for the story, you might be disappointed. The narrative is definitely there, and it has some interesting ideas about what it means to break cycles of oppression, but it's not going to give you those holy crap story moments that The Witcher 3 delivers constantly. Dragon's Dogma 2 is more about your story, the crazy stuff that happens when you're just wandering around the world. Okay, here's where things get really interesting. The Witcher 3's combat is all about preparation and timing. You got your steel sword for humans, silver sword for monsters, 5 different magic signs, potions, oils, and bombs. It's methodical. You research your enemy in the bestiary, brew the right potions, apply the correct oils to your sword, and then it becomes this tactical dance of dodging, striking, and using signs at the right moment. The combat gets way better on higher difficulties where button mashing will get you killed instantly. You need to understand enemy patterns. Use Quen for protection, Igni for crowds, Urgent to slow down fast enemies. It's not the flashiest combat system, but man, when you perfectly counter a Griffin's dive attack and follow up with a perfect Igni blast, chef's kiss. Dragon's Dogma 2? Completely different beast. This is pure physics-based chaos, and I mean that in the best way possible. You can grab enemies, push them off cliffs, climb massive monsters, Shadow of the Colossus style, and use the environment to your advantage in ways that still surprise me. The vocation system is where Dragon's Dogma 2 really shines. You've got 10 different classes: fighter, archer, mage, thief, warrior, sorcerer, and 4 hybrid vocations that are exclusive to your character. Each one plays completely differently. As a mystic spear hand, you're teleporting around the battlefield. As a trickster, you're creating illusions and manipulating reality. The variety is insane. But here's what makes Dragon's Dogma 2 special: the emergent gameplay. You might be fighting a cyclops near a broken bridge, knock it over the edge, and suddenly you're using its body as a bridge to cross a chasm. The game doesn't tell you this is possible, you just discover it, and it feels amazing.
The Witcher 3's world is absolutely massive. We're talking 50 plus hours for just the main story, easily 100 plus if you're doing everything. Velen, Novigrad, Skellige, each area feels distinct and lived in. You can't walk 5 minutes without stumbling into a side quest that has genuine narrative weight. The world design serves the story perfectly. Everything feels deliberate. The war-torn villages of Velen reflect the ongoing conflict. The bustling streets of Novigrad show you this complex political landscape. And the islands of Skellige have this ancient, mystical vibe. Fast travel exists, but honestly, I found myself just riding Roach around because the world is so engaging. Dragon's Dogma 2's world is smaller, but way more dense. The map is about 4 times bigger than the original game, which puts it around 28 to 33 square miles. But here's the thing. Every inch of this world feels intentional. There's no filler content. Every cave, every ruined tower, every hidden path leads to something interesting. The world has this incredible verticality too. You're not just walking across flat terrain, you're climbing cliffs, exploring underground caves, finding secret passages that completely change how you approach areas. And unlike most open-world games, Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't hold your hand. No quest markers pointing you exactly where to go, no minimap cluttered with icons. You actually have to pay attention to the world around you. Here's what really gets me about Dragon's Dogma 2's world design. It feels dangerous. Night actually matters. Monsters are legitimately more threatening after dark. Running out of stamina in the middle of nowhere can be a death sentence. The world has consequences, and that makes exploration feel genuinely exciting rather than just checking boxes off a list.
The Witcher 3's progression is all about specialization. You've got 4 skill trees: combat, signs, alchemy, and general. The genius is in the mutagen system, where you can boost your abilities by matching colored mutagens with skills of the same color. Want to be a magic-focused Geralt? Stack blue mutagens with sign skills. Prefer alchemy? Green mutagens with alchemy skills create this incredibly powerful potion master build. What I love about Geralt's progression is that it feels like you're becoming the Witcher you want to be. There's the Euphoria build that turns you into this unkillable monster through alchemy abuse. There's the Signs build, where you're basically a wizard, to combat builds where you're this perfect swordsman. Each playthrough can feel completely different. Dragon's Dogma 2's progression does it differently through its vocation system. Instead of one character getting stronger, you're mastering different ways to play entirely. Each vocation has its own skills, augments, and equipment. The cool part, augments you learn from one vocation can be equipped on others, so your archer can benefit from skills learned as a fighter. The hybrid vocations are where things get crazy. Mystic Spearhand combines magic and melee in ways that feel genuinely unique. Trickster is unlike anything in any other RPG. You're not directly fighting enemies, you're manipulating reality to make them fight each other. The progression system encourages experimentation in a way that The Witcher 3's more traditional approach doesn't. Let's talk visuals. The Witcher 3, with its 2022 next-gen update, is still absolutely gorgeous. We're talking 4K textures, retraced global illumination, retraced reflections and shadows on PC, and DLSS 3 support that can boost performance by up to 2.3 times. The lighting is phenomenal, especially during those Skellige sunsets or when you're exploring the swamps of Velen. Dragon's Dogma 2 is using Capcom's RE engine, and when it works, it's stunning. The character creator is incredibly detailed, the lighting is beautiful, and watching a dragon's scales reflect sunlight as you're climbing up its back is genuinely breathtaking. The problem is performance. Here's where we need to be honest. Dragon's Dogma 2 launched with serious performance issues. Towns would tank your frame rate because the game simulates every NPC's individual thoughts and behaviors. Yeah, you heard that right. The performance problems were literally caused by NPCs thinking too much.
Capcom has been patching this aggressively, and recent updates have helped significantly, but it's still not perfect. The Witcher 3, after 9 years and constant updates, runs like butter on modern hardware. Dragon's Dogma 2 is getting there, but if you're on console, expect frame rates that bounce around between 30 to 60 FPS depending on where you are.
So, which one should you play? Here's the thing, they're solving different problems. The Witcher 3 is the ultimate narrative RPG. If you want incredible storytelling, meaningful choices, and a world that feels alive with purpose, The Witcher 3 is basically unbeatable. It's a complete experience that respects your time and intelligence. Dragon's Dogma 2 is pure gameplay. If you want emergent moments, physics-based chaos, and combat that makes you feel like a complete badass, Dragon's Dogma 2 delivers in ways that no other game does. It's not perfect. The story is weaker, the performance can be frustrating, but when it works, it's magic. My honest recommendation, if you've never played The Witcher 3, start there. It's a masterclass in RPG design that every gamer should experience. But if you want something that feels genuinely different, something that surprises you in ways you didn't expect, Dragon's Dogma 2 offers gameplay experiences you literally cannot get anywhere else. Both games respect your intelligence and don't hold your hand, which makes them both incredible experiences. The Witcher 3 earns its reputation as one of the greatest games ever made. Dragon's Dogma 2 is carving out its own unique space in the RPG genre. What do you think? Are you team narrative depth or team physics-based chaos? Let me know in the comments, and if this helped you decide which game to dive into next, smash that like button and subscribe for more RPG deep dives. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.